What's going on, guys? Jeff, Torpedoes and Tarantulas here. It is feeding day, so let's do some feedings. I figured I would start with my scorpions. So up first is my Centroides gracilis. This is my Florida bark scorpion. This one should do a takedown for us. We'll see. I am thinking not. Now, I fed this one probably a week ago, and you may have seen that video, and it did take the roach down. And I put a live roach in with my Cuban bark scorpion, and although it struck at it numerous times, it was more a defensive uh, mechanism than a feeding response. And she never took the roach down, and so I eventually took it out, put it in with this guy, and it ate it. So it may be full, it may be in primo, who knows. So no takedown there. We still got more tries. Let's move on to the next. Okay, so this is my Cuban bark scorpion. This is the only one that is for sure sexed. It is a female. I'm expecting the same thing from her. We just saw out of the Florida bark. I don't really expect her to take the food down. She doesn't seem to be aggressive or defensive in any way. She's more flighty, and you can see there she's kind of doing the same thing. Sorry, I don't know if you caught that. She's kind of doing the same things that she was the other day when the roach was running past her. She was just striking at it, which seems to be more defensive nature. Now, this scorpion really has not eaten much since I got it, so I don't know if maybe she's gravid or if she's in a pre-molt or what, but she did munch on one pre-killed roach that I gave her, but she did not eat much of it. She has not killed her own food yet. She's still pretty young. She's going to get bigger than what she is now. Of course, she's not full grown. But as you can see, she just spends more time running, so let's move on. Next up is my communal of Centroides sculpturatus. This is my the Arizona bark scorpion. There were 6 of these guys. I ordered 3. Eric sent me 6. And in the last week or so, one of them has gone AWOL. I am assuming that it is has probably been eaten by some of the others. Don't really know, but it's not in here anymore. So don't know how much action we'll see out of these guys. If I were doing just a feeding video on just these guys, we would watch them for a little bit, but I have a whole lot more critters that I have to feed, so we're not going to watch them for very long. You can see this guy up here in the corner has already got itself a meal. This one over here has got itself a meal. So, on to the next, guys. And the last, but certainly not the least, of my scorpions is the Leiurus jordanensis. This is the black deathstalker. I have personally not witnessed this scorpion take down food yet, but it does eat because I will put crickets in there, and days later they're gone. This one, so far, it's very, very young, as you can see. It's a baby. It's only like 2nd or 3rd instar. So far, it's more flighty than anything. Like I said, you can see crickets crawling all around it there, and it's really not making a move for them. But I know that it's eating because, like I said, I will put crickets in there, and a few days later, they're gone. So basically, guys, we just got to look at my scorpion collection. We didn't see anybody except for a couple of the baby Arizona barks feed. So sorry about that. Let's move on to the spiders, see if we can't get some better feeding responses. All right, now this is the mature male wool spider that I found in my bathroom. And if you watched my video several weeks ago when I found this thing, I said that I wasn't going to keep it. I was just going to feed it and turn it loose. But I had a YouTuber reach out to me and tell me that they wanted it because they have a female. They want to breed it. So I decided to keep it for a little while and feed it. And here in the next week or two, you know who you are. I think I'll look into shipping this guy to you. See if we can't make some babies, huh? Okay, let's see if he's hungry, shall we? This guy's fast. These wolf spiders are pretty fast. So I've got to be ready in case he gets spooked by the roach and tries to make it out of the enclosure. There we go. All right, first takedown. Very nice. He's always good for a nice takedown. These are pretty fascinating. I've never really thought so much about keeping these as a pet. I mean, they're all over the place here. I've been seeing these things since I was a kid, but since I've gotten into keeping arachnids and everything, I've gotten pretty fascinated by them. That's my mature male wolf spider. Let's go on to the next one. And so next up, this is my Brachypelma auratum, a Mexican flame knee, who's usually pretty good for a takedown as well. Had a good appetite. I tried to feed it last week, and it did not take the food. But I put some roaches in a few days later, and it did take them, so weird. I don't know, a lot of times they don't do what you want them to. There's times when you're certain that they're going to take down food, and they don't. And then a few days later, you're like, I'll throw some in there just to see, not expecting anything, and they give you a good takedown. So, you just never can tell with these guys a lot of times. It does not seem to be all that interested in the roaches yet, so far anyway. I will say that temperament-wise, there we go. I wouldn't say that tarantulas have personality so much, but temperament-wise, this is definitely my favorite. It's only kicked hairs at me like once, and it's never really acted, acted aggressive or defensive. And sometimes when I'm maintaining its enclosure, it will get curious and start to walk on out. And I have actually, as I mentioned in other videos, handled this guy quite a bit because it will come out of the enclosure and go right onto my hand, and I have to put it back in there. We got one more roach down there. Let's see if we can't spook it out and get it steered in the right direction and get it taken down as well here. Don't want to make the video run too long because we still got several other tarantulas to at least attempt to feed. These damn roaches sometimes are more uncooperative than the tarantulas themselves. I'm not going to waste too much more time with this, guys. We've already saw one good takedown out of this tarantula as far as the roaches go here. So I'm thinking that I am about to just go ahead and say the hell with this. Let's move on to the next one, guys. Okay, so here's another one I don't expect much out of. Again, I have never personally witnessed it taking down live prey, but I put live prey in its enclosure, and it's gone later on, so I know that it's eating. This is one of my more recent acquisitions or whatever. This is my Brachypelma albiceps sling. Very tiny, maybe a half an inch. It doesn't seem to react too much when crickets get up close to it, but like I said, I look in a few days later, and the crickets are gone. So it is certainly eating. I have not witnessed really any hunting out of this guy. Of course, it is tiny, so a lot of times they will scavenge feed when they're this small because, they're so small. It's risk of getting injured by the prey or whatever. So I think that's all we're going to get, so let's move on to the next one. And again, speaking of newly acquired additions, these are my most recently acquired additions. This is my M. balfouri, which was actually a freebie from Palp Friction for getting the species of spider that I wanted. Now, I never really had considered keeping an M. balfouri, although I thought they were a beautiful and fascinating tarantula. I never really personally thought about keeping one. But I have one now, so I'm pretty excited about that. I think that's a pretty awesome freebie, if you ask me. You can already see it's doing quite a bit of webbing. I don't really know how they are as slings, so I'm not really anticipating a whole lot, but I will put a couple of small pinhead crickets in here. They've been here a couple of days, so I'm sure they're ready to eat by now. I doubt that there will be a takedown, although I know I will look in there later on and the crickets will be gone. But that has been the M. balfouri. Let's move on to the other new addition. Okay, guys, did I just miss a takedown from the M. balfouri? I don't know. I was so busy concentrating on going for the next tarantula and wasn't really looking at the screen, but I'm pretty sure that I saw a takedown. I'll look here in a little bit and see. Now, this is my most recent acquisition as well. This is the one that I really wanted. This is the Aphanopelma johnnycashi. As I mentioned, they're not super common in the hobby yet. Let's hope that they will be. This is a tiny little guy as well, maybe a half an inch. I'm not sure what to expect out of this one either when we put some feeders in here, but let's just go ahead and put them in there and see what happens. Don't really expect any takedowns, and like I said, I'm trying not to run too long on these videos. I've got a couple of more tarantulas I need to feed, so let's move on to the next. Okay, guys, here is my subadult male Chromatopelma cyanopubescens Augie. I thought I would do something different, and let's do a little bit of a different angle this time. We'll go from the top instead of the front of his enclosure. He's always good for a takedown. This female cricket, this is the last of my crickets. This is, of course, not going to be enough of a meal for a big boy like him, so I have 2 more roaches on standby, and he knocked the cricket off of the tongs. What a beautiful boy, though. I love this species. They're so gorgeous, and the webbing is really awesome. Now, I mentioned that I had some roaches on standby. He knocked the cricket off of the tongs, so let's see if we can get a takedown anyway. Oh, wow. There we go. Yeah. Aggressive feeders they are. They're not aggressive in any other way, but they are aggressive feeders. I love this guy. Okay, so that has been Augie. On to the next. All right, and this is the last one of the night. This is my recently molted Brachypelma hamori, Mexican red knee. This one right now, is probably going to stay that way, is named Tiny because it was tiny when I got it. This one molted a week ago. Let's see if it's hungry. That roach is about the same size as that spider there, huh? Well, this is unusual. I would have expected a takedown by now. That's crazy. I'm pretty excited about this tarantula because of its molt. Its adult colors are starting to show, and they are a gorgeous tarantula when they get bigger, so I'm really excited about this one. I'm not too super excited about the fact that it won't take this roach down, although it may be a bit too big. This is the smallest feeders that I have now. I've used up all of my small feeders. I ordered a whole bunch more. They should be coming in early this week. I may have to, I don't know, pre-kill this guy or something because it's not going to feed. Sorry we didn't get a ton of takedowns, but at least you got kind of a collection view or whatever. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up and give me a comment. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down and give me a comment. Either way, I don't care. You watched my video. Thank you guys for watching this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I hope you all have a great Saturday. Take care, and God bless.